Hello everybody and welcome to another Bead Spider stream. I am here with you today, back after a lovely holiday. I hope you enjoyed Jermaine's stream. I tell you, her stream went so well. I really have to think that maybe I should go on holiday more often and let her do more of them. But yeah, if you missed last week, Jermaine did our gorgeous Horizon jewellery set, which used some fantastic crystal beads, some of which I'm going to be using again today because you guys seem to like them so much. We also had some hematite in there and stuff, but today's tutorial, I'm going to be making a really gorgeous jewellery set, or at least showing you how to do that yourself in a nice beginner's tutorial. So the set itself makes a ring, a bracelet, and a pair of earrings as well. If you were watching the little countdown video just before, hopefully you saw it. And of course, don't forget everybody, if you are watching and are brand new, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and because we're live right now, I definitely want you all to comment in, say hello, tell me where you are, what you've been getting up to, any questions you have, pop them right there in the comments. Chat with me, chat with each other. Let's make it a good bit of fun, shall we? So anyway, like I said, this week's tutorial is going to be lots and lots of fun. But first, I'll just talk to you very, very quickly because we ran out of stock of a couple of the colorways from last week's Horizon. They are back in stock now. So if you went on there and you went, oh no, there's a couple of the colors are missing, they are all back in stock now. So for example, this gorgeous purpley one, this was out of stock. It is now back in stock, so you can get that one. It makes both the gorgeous necklace and also the bracelet, and don't forget that it has this fantastic magnetic little heart clasp. So this one is now back in stock. The blue is also back in stock as well. I tell you, it sold really, really well. Surprisingly, even better than we thought it would. We had high expectations for this one, but you guys seemed to really, really love it. So anyway, we've got more of the blue, and the white is also back in stock as well. There's a couple left of the green. I don't know if we'll be able to make more of these ones once they are gone, and same with the champagne. I think once the champagne one is gone, which has that lovely gold colored heart magnetic clasp in there, once those are gone, they are gone completely. So if you want to get last week's one, it is still on special, so you can get that on discount until Sunday. But as I said, this week is a whole new week. I am back after my holiday. But yeah, how did you find Jermaine's tutorial? Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? I saw it had lots of views, which is always good. I did manage to pop on briefly while I was in Sardinia on holiday. But essentially, if we have a look, this week's design, it's got a gorgeous little crystal bracelet like this. The way we have chosen to do this one, it uses those same gorgeous 3x5mm crystal rice beads. I'll just pop up onto the screen here the sorts of beads that we will be using. This doesn't show all of the things, but this does show some of them. Here we go. Come on now, there we are. So yeah, I've got these 3x5mm faceted crystal, they're like rice ovals, I'm not sure what you really call them, but anyway, any of the products you want to get for today's tutorial, you can get them in the description. There's a little link. We've got some size 10 Preciosa seed beads as well. You'll need a clasp for the earrings, you'll also need some little ear wires there. We also use a couple of size 8 beads, not too many. And then, of course, the last thing that you need is your beading needle and some thread. So I obviously have my beading needle just here. And I'm going to show you, so there's two different sizes that you can do. So this is the bracelet. version just here. I'm going to say hello to everybody in just a minute, just once we've done a little rundown of the sorts of things that we're going to be talking about in today's tutorial. Let's just hide that. There we go. So this is what the bracelet looks like. It's gorgeous. There are 2 different sizes of rings that you can make as well, and there's also 2 different sizes of earring. So if you have a look, this is what the small little delicate dainty ring looks like, which is this little fella just here, which looks lovely. There's also a bigger, more statement sized ring if you're more into bigger statement size jewelry. See, look, here's the difference in size between the 2 pieces. Let me show you a different color, shall I? Here we go. So this is the difference in size. You've got a nice big statement one if you want, or if you prefer the daintier look, you can do either one. So we have those as well. And then of course, the same applies with the earring, where you can do it large, like this one here, or you can do it in the smaller version, which I think this one just looks so cute and so dainty. And you can see how much the light catches those little beads there and just looks amazing. So there's 5 different colorways that you can get. If you want to get it, don't forget it's right there in the description. There's a link. This one is the silver and clear version here, which is called Silver Lining. This one here was called Ocean Emerald. Ocean Emerald was this one. We also had the Neptune Blue, which is this one here, which has this gorgeous deep blue little Neptune. But of course, the colors, we've tried to make them similar to last week's Horizon design, so you can mix them and match them as well. See, look, for example, there's the last week's Horizon and this week's Valeria bracelet as well. So side by side, so you could use the necklace from this one and then maybe the ring and the earrings and the bracelet from this one. If you want to do that, go and get them. It's up to you. We also have this one here, which is the... what did we call this one? I can't remember what we called this one. I'll have to have a look. Enchanted Forest, maybe? I can't remember. But there's that one just there, which has this gorgeous black crystal with a really iridescent greeny tone on it. And then, of course, this one here is our purple as well, that we're still using, the Enchanted Violet or something. I can't remember. It's amethyst? Gosh, I can never remember what I've called these things. I've got to come up with names every week. It's always so hard. But anyway, so let's do some greeting and then we'll get started. So let's see, who do we have joining us today? So we have Purple Snowdrop was here, first cab off the rank afternoon. Well, good afternoon to you as well. Ruti was here from Jerusalem. Welcome, Ruti. Thank you for watching. We have Charlene. We have Kathy. Dulcie is here. She says, hello, everyone. Well, she's over on YouTube. We also have Amy, who is here. Angelica, who is watching from Wisconsin. We have Eugenia, who is here as well. We have Amber from Alabama. She said, so happy that I made it this time. I was sick last Friday. Well, you missed a great tutorial with Jermaine last week, Amber. So make sure you go back and check that one out. Eileen is here. We have Stacy. Thanks very much, Stacy, for joining us. We have Kirsten, we have Anita from Johannesburg in South Africa. Jackie is here as well as Linda. We've got Tina. Who else have we got? Elaine, Julia from Texas, Deanna from Cocoa Beach, Florida. I bet you the weather's lovely there. Kay is here. There's too many. Melanie's here. Monica's here. So many. Well, thank you all for joining me. Azra as well. Thanks. And Anita. So yes, don't forget, everybody, keep commenting in. Tell me where you are. Tell me the sorts of things that which color did you like best? I want to know, of the 5 colors, which one was your favorite? Anyway, let's begin with our tutorial just now. So like I said, the first thing that we're going to do is create this central piece just here. It is a beautiful netted piece here. So we're going to do some bead netting with crystals right now. You can see each of these beads have these fantastic little surfaces that really catch the light and shimmer with all sorts of different colors. So we're going to be demonstrating this particular color. And then to go with it, so I have that little crystal color here. This one is the Ocean Emerald name colorway. And then I also have to go with it this fantastic, beautiful matching sort of greeny, bluey, opaque seed bead. So this is going to be the seed bead that we're using today. I'm going to make the bigger one, I think. I don't know if I'll bother making the small one because it's very, very similar to making the bigger one. The bigger one is just sort of a little bit larger. That's pretty much the only difference, is that you've got to just do a couple of extra little rows. So I'll show you how we do the big one. And then I think I might turn mine into a ring because I've already got a bracelet for this one and I want to make a ring. I'll also talk to you about the bracelet strap and also how to turn it into an earring as well. But we're going to make the ring, I think, today. And I'm going to make the power ring. This one here, this one, which I really like, the slightly bigger version of the ring. But of course, if dainty is more your size, you can. Of course, the instructions that come with the kit do cover how to do the small ring as well. So anyway, so without any further ado, let's begin, shall we? So first things first, we're going to grab ourselves some of our Spider-on beading thread. Here we go. We've just got this little piece just here. I'm going to give myself a little bit more than a meter, I think. Maybe a teensy bit more than a meter. Should be enough. And with my handy-dandy Bead Spider scissors, I'm going to just give that a cut. Of course, your kit will use a more appropriate thread color, but because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, I'm using a lovely dark color thread that will contrast nicely against our white background. So anyway, grab yourself some beading thread. I'm using Spider-on beading thread. But of course you can use whatever takes your fancy. If you buy our kit, it does include the thread, so you won't need to buy that additionally. Our kits include absolutely everything you're going to need. So there we go. I've got that threaded onto my needle. And first things first, what we need to do is grab ourselves a little stopper bead. So I've got this teensy weensy little size 10 seed bead here, which is a completely different color to all the rest of the beads I'm going to be working with today. I'm going to just weave through this little bead a couple of times. So I'll zoom in a teeny weeny touch. There we go. Slide on down and bring it towards the end of my thread. I'm going to leave myself about 15 or 20 centimeters, 6 to 8 inches. You can leave a little bit more if you want to. Essentially, it's just so that we can tie things off. So I'm going to pass through that one once. There it is, sitting on my finger just there. There's once. And I'll pass through it again a second time. And that's going to give me twice, and that's going to lock that little stopper bead nicely into place and secure. So, first things first, we're going to start threading on, because like I said, we're going to be doing some netting stitch today. I'm going to create the center of our little piece first. So we're kind of going to spiral outwards, if you know what I mean. So what we're going to do, we're going to go all the way up this edge, then all the way down, then we're going to come across and do this edge, then we're going to go across against here and do this edge, and just kind of keep going round and round and round until we finish this little piece just here. So it doesn't take too long whatsoever. It's a nice, fun little piece. This is going to be the centerpiece of our design. So all three designs are based off this one single piece. If you want to make it smaller, you can make it smaller. If you want to make it bigger, you can make it bigger. It's just how many beads you start with is going to determine the size of your design. So for example, this first piece that I'm going to make, we're going to, if you have a look, it's got 1, 2, 3 little, see how there's like a hole there, there's a hole in the middle and a hole in the middle. Because we have 3 holes, we're going to need to pick up 6 crystals. If you wanted to make it so that it was even bigger to 4 little holes, you would need 8. If you want to make the small one, if you have a look, you'd only need 2 holes. You pick up 4 beads. So first things first, we're going to pick up 1 seed bead. We do them in little groups each time of 1 seed bead and then 1 crystal. 1 seed bead, 1 crystal, 1 seed bead, 1 crystal, all the way until we end up with the right number that we need, and then we finish with 1 seed bead. So we'll have a seed bead at the beginning and a seed bead at the end. So first things first, 1 seed bead and 1 crystal. So remember how I said there were 3 holes in the middle of this one? Hole number 1, hole number 2, and hole number 3 right down the center there. Twice those only number of these. So 1 crystal and 1 seed bead 6 times. So then another seed bead followed by a crystal. So this is going to give me 2. Then we're going to go another seed bead and another crystal. That's 3. So we're halfway now. I'm going to slide those down all the way to our little base piece just here. Then we're going to go another seed bead and another crystal. Then another seed bead, another crystal, and one more. 1 seed bead, 1 crystal, and slide that on down to our work so we can check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crystals. And don't forget, I remember, how we want to finish off is we start with a seed bead and we also finish with a seed bead. So pick up 1 more size 10 seed bead just there and slide that on down to your work. So see that? There we are. We have the start of our work just here. So now we're going to start weaving backwards using netting stitch. So like I said, this first little set here determines the overall size, and now we're going to go back and turn that into a netting. So if we pick up now another crystal followed by a seed bead and 1 more crystal. See that just there? So we're going to pick up a crystal, a seed bead, and a crystal. And we're going to start working backwards now. So from here, we're going to skip. So we picked up 1 crystal, 1 seed bead, and 1 crystal, right? So we're going to skip one crystal, 1 seed bead, and 1 crystal. Because what we're doing with this netting stitch is more or less bringing this down so that this will sit beside these ones here. So the easiest way to do that is to just pass through that next seed bead. So remember how we're exiting from the seed bead at the top, and then when I pull this tight, you'll soon see, I'm trying to do this on the table so you can see exactly what I'm doing. It'll pull down, we're going to have 1 little bead at the very, very end. See that? So we had our first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we skip back. We added 1 crystal, 1 seed bead, and 1 crystal. And that creates this little square circle type shape that we're doing. So we're going to continue that same pattern down to our next one. So once again, we're going to pick up 1 crystal. Get on my needle. There we go. 1 seed bead and 1 crystal. Exactly the same as we did just a second ago. And we're going to slide that down. See there? There it is there. So because we picked up 1 crystal, 1 seed bead, and 1 crystal, we're going to skip 1 crystal, 1 seed bead, 1 crystal, and we're going to pass into the next seed bead, but we're going to continue in the same direction again. So from here, going in this direction. So you go through here, pull it all the way tight, and all the way through until it's nice and firm. So if you just pull that there, you can see that's going to sit now exactly the same. We have 2 of these little square shapes now. So there's 1 and there's 2. Now this time it's a teensy weensy little bit different. So see how at this end, wait, I'll zoom in so you can see nice and closely. See how, because we went back through this bead and this bead in the same direction, it turns these little seed beads sideways. So see that? This bead is facing this direction, but the one where we just sort of went through it and it's on the end of our work, this one here is facing the other way. So if you have a look, this particular one, the hole is on this side and the other side of the hole is on this. So the hole goes that direction through the bead. These ones here through the middle, we want them to be the opposite way. So that's why we went through them in the same direction. But this last one, we want this to match the opposite side. So what we have to do with this one, instead of going through it in the same direction, we're going to go through it in the opposite direction. When we do that, that's going to bring it round and into the other angles. So see how these ones are sitting in this direction, the hole goes from this side to this side, but this one is from this side to this side. By going into this last one backwards, it's going to match the opposite side of our work. So we're going to go do that only for the very, very end. If you made a bigger one, you would do it maybe after the next one. Whichever one is your last iteration. When you get down to a crystal, a seed bead, a crystal, that is when you do your very last one. But this time we're going to go into that seed bead in the opposite direction. This is all covered in Jermaine's gorgeous instructions that she's done for this one. She's done some really lovely, clear, easy to follow diagrams, photographs for you. So anyway, now that we're here, like I said, we're going to go back in the opposite direction. We're going to skip the stopper bead. Just forget about this fella. Almost imagine it's not there. The only thing that it's doing is stopping our work from falling off. That's the only reason we have that there. So now I'm going to go back down that bead, just like this, into here. And when you have a look, it's going to look pretty similar to, put this down, I'll just tighten it, there we go. It's going to look pretty similar in terms of these beads just here. There we go. See, look, these beads all sit the same, these beads all sit the same, these beads all sit the same, but the difference is that this bead is at the other angle. The reason we want this at the other angle is so that we can attach to this one and continue working from that one there, because we need this to sort of be the anchor at the end of our little central piece that we're making, so that we can attach our bracelet strap, our earring piece, our ring strap, whatever it is. This bead needs to be in the other direction so that you can actually achieve that. So this is our little anchoring bead, one at either end, like that, in the other direction. So we've done that now. That is the only place where you might accidentally make a mistake in this design. It's actually very, very simple. That's the only place where you need to be careful. After that, it's much, much simpler. So just bear that little bit in mind. Now, we want to continue making the width of our little piece here. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to weave up now so that we're exiting from this little seed bead here. So I'll thread through the first crystal and just the seed bead. This is going to bring us out now towards the edge of our work. See that? We're coming out the edge now. This brings us into position to start adding beads down the edge of our work. Okay? So once we've done that, we're going to just add in again. See, look, what we're doing, we're going to jump from here to this seed bead here. How do we achieve that? We're going to skip this little crystal, we're going to skip this seed bead, and we're going to skip that crystal. So what do you think we need to pick up? That's right, we need to pick up one rice, one seed bead, and one more little crystal rice. So if I just pick those up, we're going to go pick up one little rice bead, pick up one seed bead, and one more little rice bead. Come on now, get on my needle. There we go. See that? Now we'll just jump across and into the next little seed bead. So pull that all the way tight, and that's going to extend that sort of outer edge of our work just here. See? It's looking good, isn't it? There. Now we're going to do the same thing again. So we're going to skip a crystal, a seed bead, and a crystal. So what do we need to do? We're going to pick up a crystal, a seed bead, and a crystal. we're going to skip across into the next seed bead all the way through, pull it tight, and there we go. That's nice. It's coming together quickly. So now what we're going to do is continue around, and we want to do the opposite side. What's the easiest way to get there? Just weave down this crystal around through here, over into this bead, and exit from this one. That's going to bring us completely around to the opposite side, ready in position to start doing our second side. It's all working very cleverly, isn't it? It's coming together nicely. So this is the great thing about netting stitch. It looks like it's really, really complex, but it's actually a very, very easy process that you just sort of repeat, and it makes your final finished total design. So I'm going to just weave through those beads. Plus, by going sort of around everything, it reinforces it all and gets it extra strong. So now let's go through this crystal. We're at this endmost little seed bead here, through the crystal, and then through the final seed bead just there. So now, if we just pull all the way through, like so, we can now repeat what we're doing on this side and add a crystal, a seed bead, and a crystal, and we'll go into here. So it's exactly the same as what we did on the opposite side. I'll get myself out a couple of extra crystals. I've almost run out of the ones I already got myself. I needed to get myself more, clearly. There we go. Just get those all out. So now, let's go one crystal, one seed bead, and one crystal. Just like before, we're going to do the exact same thing again. Slide it on down and hit that same button again. So, wait a second. There we are. Get rid of that thing. Pop that up there. Skip that little bead, those little beads, and into the seed bead just there. Pull, 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 pull. Nice and tight. This is looking good, isn't it? It's coming together nicely. So let's now do it again to get ourselves all the way to the very end. One more crystal, one more seed bead, and one more crystal. Like so. And we'll jump from here, skipping a crystal, a seed bead, and a crystal, into the next little seed bead. So just through there, pull that tight. Keep your tail thread out of the way. And there you go. That's now sitting quite nicely. So we're getting there. We're not too far from it now. So if you just continue now, we're going to go around, but this time we need to add a little bit here, add a little bit there. That's going to finish off our little diamond piece. So if we go up into this next bead, you can go through here. We're going to go all the way around our work. Again, this is going to give it a nice secure edge. Down that little bead there, through here, and we're going to come out at the very edge of our work from this first little seed bead right over here. There we go. So now if we have a look, we're going to do the exact same thing once more. Pick up a crystal, pick up a seed bead, pick up a crystal. If you haven't noticed by now, that's pretty much all you ever need to pick up while you're making your central piece, is just continue by going a crystal, a seed bead, and a crystal, skipping a crystal, a seed bead, and a crystal, and into the next seed bead along. As we do that, that's going to give us this nice little shape just here. Then we'll go through there and into the end of our work, all the way to the very, very end there, and bring ourselves out at the very end, and we're going to come back around to the second side of our little piece just here. So if we now rotate that around just a little bit, oh, where are my comments gone? Here we go. Let's just hide that. There we are. Now I can see what you all are saying. Hi to Rhonda. She says, I love the green colour. Thank you for joining, Rhonda. Rhonda is in Australia. I know this because she emailed us earlier. She sent a message earlier saying, what time are you starting? I need to set an alarm so that I can wake up and watch the tutorial. I think it's midnight where Rhonda is. That's eager for the beading, staying up to midnight just to watch my tutorial. So thank you for watching, Rhonda. So there we go. We've got our crystal, our seed bead, and our crystal. And we're going to now go into that next little gap. Now, just while I'm doing this, this would make for a really fun idea that instead of using the seed beads, you actually have, you could also use some of our Aurora microcrystal size 11 seed beads, which if you've never heard about those, well, you've been missing out. Essentially what they are size 11 seed beads. We have them made ourselves, so ours are seed bead shape. Other people who say they have microcrystals, theirs are not seed bead shape. They tend to be rounds or like a little bit different from the actual size of a seed bead. We've made sure that ours are seed bead shape. So same dimensions in both directions, this way and that way. They're not just little round balls or anything like that. So our microcrystals are different. But yeah, if you happen to be in the US, the reason I'm telling you is that we noticed today that the exchange rate, that the pound is actually really, really cheap right now. And so it's actually working out that, for example, if you are in the US, that the exchange rate right now is so good that you can get, like, it's almost like a government subsidized 20% discount on all of our products. It's crazy. Which, when you're getting our microcrystals, is a great time to stock up. So if you are if you've never tried them, go check them out. I'll maybe show you when we're doing our the little tutorial, when I show you the website a bit later. So anyway, I'm now coming out of this little seed bead just here. And what I can do now, I can either weave this little stopper bead. I guess I will. I'll just take this little stopper bead fella off. Just hopefully it'll come undone easily. Yep, there we go. Easy enough. So there we go. So now I'm coming out of this little bit here. We can ignore this. We're going to work with this a bit later just to finish off. But now I'm going to do the... so if you, depending on what you wanted to do you know what? I'm going to weave to the opposite end because I'm going to use this as an opportunity to show you two different things. Because instead of just showing you how to do it as a ring, I can use this as an opportunity to show you how to do it as the earring as well. Also, as a fun little tip, if you want to. So this is not a necessary step, but if you want to, you can always sort of create a picot with this bead. If you want this last little bead to stick out a little bit more, if you like that it sticks out, you can just skip that bead. I'll show you what it looks like. This is an optional step. We haven't put it in the instructions. I'm just telling you it while we're doing the video. But if you pull that, ready? If you just make sure that that is behind that little seed bead, when you pull that tight, it causes that little seed bead to just pop out just that tiny bit, increasing that diamondy shape. See how it gives you that really nice diamondy looking shape? You can do the same with these little beads too if you want to, but on all four of your little corners to make it look extra diamondy. But that's up to you. See, there we go. There's one, and then you just have to weave around and do the same to the other one, and then you can continue. But anyway, it's up to you if you prefer the sort of more rounded look, which I think for the earring and the ring, maybe the more rounded look is nice. Maybe for the bracelet, I might prefer this one. It's up to you. But anyway, now, so if we go from here, I'll take my thread off because I'm going to show you how you could turn it into an earring, just temporarily, using my tail thread. So if we use our tail thread here, we could turn this into an earring by attaching our little earring finding here. This is only going to be a temporary piece that I'm going to show you. Then I'm going to take it back off and we're going to turn this into our statement ring piece. So what we'll do just now is from this spot just here, this is where we use our size 8 seed bead. So we give you some size 8s. The reason that you're going to use a size 8 bead at this point is because they have a lovely big hole. And the useful thing about having a lovely big hole is that you can fit your thread as well as a jump ring through one single bead. So like, for example, if we have a look at my little sample piece, where are you hiding, my friend? Here you are. If you have a little look just here, we can add a little right angle weave. Do you know what? Should we just do it? Should we just do it? I'll just show you how it's done. Let's not bother faffing around looking at it. I'll just do it. But anyway, if we just thread this on to our needle, and we're going to use that one size 8 bead. So size 8, they're a little bit bigger. If that's a bit confusing that 10 are the small ones and 8 are the big ones, it's because they used to be, this is quite some time ago, I don't think it works like that anymore, but it used to be that when you lay them side by side, you would get 8 in 1 inch. The size 10 beads, you would get 10 in 1 inch. The size 15 seed beads, you would get 15 in 1 inch. So the smaller the bead, the more you will get in 1 inch, and hence the bigger the number when they are telling you the sizing. But anyway, let's pick up one size 10 seed bead, one size 8 seed bead. See, it's a little bit bigger, but it has a lovely big hole. Look at the size of that hole, lovely. Then one size 10 seed bead just there as well. So when you slide those down, what you'll find is that you end up with a little loop. So we can go all the way around now. See, we're exiting from this side just over here and pop that through there. So we're creating a loop, which Amber has suggested that you could make a little drop down the bottom. Absolutely, you could do that. You could easily, on a little earring, if you wanted to use a crystal drop bead, pop that down at the bottom, and that could hang from the bottom of your earring if you wanted to. A very, very nice idea there by Amber. I was going to show it, but I couldn't quite find it. Where did you say it? Anyway, so there you go. You can see that little bit just there is going to create this nice loop at the top that we can attach our ear wire to. So if you don't want... so when you're doing this, I would obviously recommend that you would go around this a couple of times to get it extra secure, weave your thread back down, and then lock that in so that it's never going to come undone. Obviously, I want it to come undone so that I can make my ring piece. So what I'm going to do now is grab myself my little 4mm jump ring, which they are itty bitty little fellas like this. So the reason I'm using a small one is so that it doesn't stand out too much when I use it. So if I just show it to you here on the camera, there you go. It is a nice small little one just there that will easily loop onto there in a nice neat fashion. If you have a bigger jump ring, it's going to look really big there, but if you only use a small one, you get a really nice finish. So the easiest thing to do is, with your jump ring, grab a second plier. The smaller the jump ring, the higher the likelihood that you're going to need a second pair of pliers. So you open it up like that there. Wait, let me just move that. So see how I've opened that? I didn't open it... Wait, I'll zoom out so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to open a jump ring like this. This is going to stress the metal over here and weaken it, and it's going to go rubbish in the end. So what we're going to do instead is open it sideways like this. See that? So just imagine I've moved it like this. So when you look at it this way, the two bits of the ring, they sort of slide sideways. So instead of open like this, don't open it like that. We want to go sideways. So that's what I've done on this little jump ring just here. See how it's sideways? And now that I have that, if you get rid of this tiny last little thread, but obviously I don't want to because I want to redo it, you can just pass the end of your jump ring. This would have been much easier if I had it tight, but I'm just trying to show you for experiment's sake. thread straight through your jump ring, grab yourself an ear wire, and then with your plier, whoops, try and get it turned over. We're going to just bring it back into position, like so. So we're going to untwist it the same way that we twisted it. Whoops. I need 2 of my small pliers for this fella. There we go. Untwist that so it's back in line with our other one. And let me just tighten my thread so it's going to look more legitimate. Clearly I did not do a very good job on this little piece just here because it's all loose. There we go. And you can see that's going to give you that nice finished little piece. So this little jump ring, you could easily... I could have definitely done a better job on that one. But I'll show you. See how it's just that tiniest little bit open? Wait, ready? So see how the jump ring, maybe you can see, maybe you can't. See how there's a tiny gap there? I'll show you. If you get that, it's really easy to fix. You just grab it and wiggle, 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 like that, towards each other. Wiggle back and forth, and just apply a little bit of pressure. And that will bring those little ends of your piece there into position. So see that? There you go. Ta-da! We've made an earring. But now I'm going to take the earring bit off. This is why I didn't tighten this thread. And see, it fits nicely onto that size 8 seed bead. So the size 8s are really good for this particular purpose because they're big enough that your little jump ring will go through. A standard jump ring should go through. Funnily enough, delicas are also usable, but size 8s, I think, tend to be a little bit easier to work with. So there you go. There's the earring version, as it were. So I'm going to just undo that now, and then I'm going to turn it now into a ring. So let's just pull this bit off. We don't want that on there anymore. And now we're back to having our standard piece. So you go, ta-da, I've made myself an earring, great. Now I've made another one of these. I'm going to turn it into a ring. So what we'll do is put our thread back onto our main working thread now. Where have I put my needle? Here it is. What did we think of the earring, by the way? I could have held it up, doesn't matter. Maybe I'll show you the difference in size, actually, with my face real quick. So if you have a look, the big earring, I don't have pierced ears, doesn't quite go with my beard, but see, the big earring looks like this, and the small earring, which is very, very dainty and very, very nice, looks, come on now, rotate for me. Come on. It's not behaving, is it? There we go. And the little earring is, come on. Okay, whatever. Is just that little bit smaller. See? So you have one big one, or you can do it the small one. There's the difference right there. Hold them up. There we go. See? Small one, big one. It's up to you. Anyway, coming back to our bracelet, or earring, or ring, or whatever it was, we're going to now add the strap. Kay says, how was your vacation, Matthew? It was fantastic. In case you didn't know, I went off to Sardinia for a week and ate lots of pasta and lots of lasagna and gnocchi and pizza and all sorts of delicious Italian foods while having a tremendous holiday. It was very, very relaxing and very much needed. But it doesn't seem like I'm going to get too many holidays anymore now. And Kirsten says, looking dapper, Matthew. Well, I thought I looked a bit more like a pirate. You know, a big dangly earring and a beard. I could sail the 7 seas, maybe. So, let me just thread my needle back on. And then we can now continue, and I'm going to show you how we turn this into a ring. So it's very, very similar. It depends on the strap that you want to make. So obviously the bracelet has a strap sort of like this, which is how this one is made, but the ring itself is a slightly different variation. So this is all done with just one needle, but I'm going to show you how to do the ring. For the bracelet strap, the instructions are in the kit, but for the ring itself, we're going to do these little loops just here like this. So these little loops, we're just going to do little groups of 9, essentially. and then attach it to the other side of our work. So the thing is, you need to just test the sizing all the time. So grabbing my needle, it's nice and quick and simple and easy to make this. We'll just pick this up, and before I forget about it, I'm going to have a big sip of tea from my Matthew mug. And what I'm going to do now is pick up seed beads in groups of 9. You can do smaller amounts, you can do bigger amounts, but I think 9 is a good size for this. So it does need to be an odd number. That might sound strange, but I'll tell you why in just a second. So we're going to pick up 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the reason we're picking up an odd number of beads is because technically we already have one bead part of our loop we're about to make. So this bead is going to be the 10th bead. So we're going to have one bead here, one bead at the other end, and then we're going to have 4 on one side and 4 on the other side. So 4 on one side, 4 on the other side makes 8. 1 at the top is 9, and this one here is our 10th bead. So we're going to loop around like a circle and go into, this is our thread coming out of this little bead here. We're going to go into this same little bead from the opposite side. So as you pull that tight, that creates a nice little loop just here. So as I said, remember, it's going to be 4 beads on one side, then 1 there, then 4 beads on the other, and then this one here. So we need to pass up through one whole side, so that's 4 little beads. Pull it nice and tight. And then we're going to go through the endmost bead, see? So there's 4 through the endmost bead just there. And there's 5. Come on now. See that? So that gives us this nice little loop shape. Now we're going to do the exact same thing again. Is pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 little beads. Like that there. So we're exiting from this side now. So what do? We just loop around, pass into that, and pull tight. Tina, she has suggested that a good analogy for how you open and close a jump ring is it's the same as opening and closing a gate. Yes, that is absolutely right. So it's exactly the same as how you would open a gate. When you open a gate, you're not about to like start pulling things up and down and whatever. They open sort of sideways, the same way as how we want to open our jump rings. So there we go. That's a very good analogy there from Tina, who is watching over on Facebook. But yeah, very good analogy. So there we are. So I've started here. I've gone up 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go through that 5th bead and pull it tight. And that's going to give us our next little group just here. You can, of course, if you want to, go round it again to make it extra secure, extra firm, improve the shape, whatever you want to do. Each one, it's up to you. You can go through them now, but I recommend doing it a bit later once you have the size just perfect. So I'm going to pick up another 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're exiting from this side now. Let's loop all the way around through that bead, pull it tight, and that's going to bring us back into position. I'm going to just flip it over so I can work with it in the same way. So we're going to go up through 1, 2, 3, 4, which is going to be this side, and then finish by going through that 5th bead there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through there, and that's our 5th one. Okay. Pull. There, see? And that's coming together quite quickly, quite nicely. The more beads that you do in the loop, the quicker it comes together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Loop around, so we're exiting from this side. Go all the way through. Get it nice and firm if you can first. Then we'll go through that bead again. Pull tight. And there we go. And we don't have too many more that we have to do, so I'm going to go through 5 beads. There's the first 4. Pull it tight. Go through the 5th one. And now I'm going to just blast through it until we get all the way to our sizing. So if we have a look, this one is about my size already. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little groups there. So I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do one more, and then we can do the attach onto the other side. I will test the sizing, but it should fit me nicely. So let's go 9 more beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're going to go loop around and through there. Pull that tight. Go back to the top bead. So through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So essentially, you want to go through, if you're picking up 9 beads, you'll go through 5. If you're only picking up 7 beads, you'll go through 4. Essentially, it's half the number of beads. You go through them all, and because it's an odd number, you go through one more. So instead of 3.5 beads, you can't go through 3.5. It's always round up, so you round up to 4. So there we go. Now we're going to do our last one. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little loops. And now this time, I'm going to join it to the far end of my piece here. So if you have a look, we're exiting from this side of our last seed bead. So we need to pick up just 4 seed beads. This one is going to be the 5th seed bead over here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And like I said, we're exiting from this side. So we're going to enter this bead. This is all flat. We're going to enter this bead from the same side. Make sure you don't accidentally cross over. You want to go, we're exiting this way. So we're going to enter from the very same side. So just pass into that little gap there. Come on now, my friend. I've got my thread so tight that it won't. There we go. So there's that. And we're now ready as we go. I'll do it loose so that you can see the process happening. So there's the first 4 beads. And now I'll pick up 4 more. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and 4 more. And now see, we're exiting from this side of the bead here. Thread is exiting over here. So we're going to come around and into this side of the very same bead. Pick up that one that I dropped. Oops. Come on now, on you get. There we go. And we're going to go into this one from this side. So the thread's over here. We're going to go into the same side of that end little piece. And as we pull this tight, obviously you don't have to like keep it large and loose like I have. I just want you to see what I'm doing. So if you have a look, I've got 4 up here, 4 down here. And when I pull this tight, you'll see this is going to just shorten, 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 and it's all going to close up into our final little loop. So see that? There's that last little loop that we've created. 4 on one side, into the end bead, 4 on the other side, into the end bead. Pull that tight, and look at that. Closed, done and dusted, and you have that lovely strap. I'm going to weave now into my work. At this point, test the size. If the size ain't no good, add an extra loop, remove a loop, change the number of beads. It doesn't matter, but just make sure it fits you nicely before you continue. Because if you continue, you're going to firm it up, and it's going to be very, very difficult to change the size. So do that there. Pull it tight. We're going to go into the bead right at the end of our work here. Through there. And we're almost finished now. The last thing that we're going to do remember how we made this side of our ring stick out like a little picot? Well, I'm going to do the same thing with our other side. So the way I'm going to do that is exactly the same. I'm going to go up these crystals. And in fact, I'm even going to tie a knot while I'm here on my way up, get it nice and firm, and I'm going to do a blanket stitch. So because I'm coming out between the crystal and the seed bead, I'll take my needle underneath the thread bridge which joins the crystal and the seed bead, pull it through so that it creates this little loop, and then I'm going to go back through that loop, pull it tight, and that's going to create a little knot. There we go. Now I'm going to continue through here, and like I said, remember how we made the endmost little seed beads stick out? Well, all we have to do is pop it out of the way. We're not going to thread through it. I'm just getting it out of the way. And so now we'll skip that bead and just straight into our next crystal and the following seed bead. Why not? And as we pull that tight, ready? See how it's above the seed bead? Just bring it to the underside like this. It's not too important, but as you pull that, you can just try and maneuver that little bead out of the way, pop it out to the outside. Once you've got it firm, it's not going to be a problem anymore. There we go. And then just pull tight. Come on now, mister. Give me this. If you need to use your needle to give it a little help, that's fine. You can just pull that out. See, so it's going to sit on the outside now. And then pull your thread. There we go. And now see that? This one just sort of sticks out a little bit sharper, gives you a sharper corner rather than the rounded corner. So now, let's just thread on through. Bye to Tina, by the way. She's heading off. She's got a Zoom class at 4. Well, we're about to finish. I mean, this is the end of our tutorial, so you're not going to miss anything more, Tina, other than some fantastic little information. So yeah, pull that tight. There we go. That's nice and firm. And one lovely finished ring. I'll thread it into here, and then I'm going to just cut this thread off, and I'll do the same with the tail thread. Well, I'm not going to bother doing the same with the tail thread, but that's all you would need to do. There we go. Get that in there. And where are my scissors? We're just going to give that a little snip. So now all you would need to do is repeat the tying off process with your tail thread, and then stick your ring on your finger. Job done. See? Doesn't that look nice? What do we think? What do we think of my little statement piece ring there? Or do you prefer the tiny ring? Which one do you like better? So there's the more statement size pieced ring. Obviously, you can make the strap whatever size you need. You can reinforce it again to make it a bit neater. So you can see which side the thread went through, because this side is got 4 straight beads and these ones are a little bit wobbly. So if you just go through it, you just kind of go through the other way, and that will make this side straight and then this side straight and so forth, and you end up with a lovely ring. So there you go. That is pretty much all of today's video. Tara says, oh no, I missed the live beading session. Will the video be shared later today? I can't wait to make this bracelet. Tara, as soon as the stream is over, you can rewind, but the best place, and actually thank you for mentioning this because this segues nicely, helping me to go directly to the Bead Spider website. So if you hit the description, there's a link. You know what to do. Hit the button in the description. There's a little link there. Plus, I got loads of links if you want to get the products as well. If you come to this page just here, which is on the Bead Spider website, www.beadspider.co.uk, it will take you to the homepage of our website, where if you have a look down, where are you? Hiding from me. Here you are. Down here, it says, watch the tutorial. So if you click on that button, it will take you to the page where we are live right now. If you clicked this, we would see me showing you this right now, and we might disappear into a web of infinity, but I'm not going to click the button. But so down here, you can see all the related products. If you want to view them, they're on the left, which is this button here. If you want to see all of our 3x5mm crystal rice beads, here they all just here. Click this and you'll see them all. If you want to get our 15% off discount and buy any 3 or more Valeria kits, you can choose your options here. So you select here and you can choose which colors you like. Otherwise, continue scrolling on down. Here is the sparkling amethyst. Here is the Neptune blue. Here is the ocean emerald. Over here we have the enchanted forest, which looks gorgeous. I will show you them all closer up on the computer screen, on my camera rather, in a minute. This one is the silver lining, which is great because this one goes with everything. This one goes with everything. These ones match beautifully with last week's one, which don't forget, if you want to get last week's tutorial products, they are still on sale until Sunday. This will be part of its 15% off sale, also until next Sunday, which I think is the 25th. But yeah, keep scrolling down. There's some size 10 seed beads here. There's some size 8s. There's a selection of our 3x5 crystals. We've got some clasps here. I didn't put the spider on thread in here, but if you're watching this video right now on YouTube or on Facebook, just check the description. There's loads of links there. But anyway, otherwise, if you come back to the home page and you have a look where it says previous shows on the right, see where it says Horizon Crystal Jewelry Set? Click on that one, and that's where you will be able to get the people who didn't already get it. I know a lot of you have already got it, but any of you who did not manage to get it because they were sold out, if you come back to the Horizon Crystal Jewelry Set just here, you'll be able to get that one just there in the top right. We do have other kits as well. But now, remember at the beginning how I told you about our Aurora micro crystals. See, look, size 11 crystals. If you scroll on down, you can see, which I think I have a better copy of this image, but it shows you the size comparison. So Preciosa size 10 seed beads. These are a Czech branded bead made in the Czech Republic. They are on the left here in white. The sort of aqua color are Toho size 11, and then that coppery color are Miyuki size 11. The Czech and the Japanese sizing systems are a little bit different, but they converge. Preciosa Czech size 10s and Japanese size 11s are about the same, and we've had our faceted Aurora microcrystals made to that exact same size. See that? They are not round beads, they are seed bead shape. So if you want to have a look at all of our microcrystals, click the big button, view size 11 microcrystals, and you can see, I think we have somewhere in the region of about 78 colors. There's clear, there's silver, there's grey, there's creams, there's pinks, there's oranges, there's reds. If we keep going down, there's sandy colors, there's golds, there's yellows, there's yellowy greens, there's greeny greens, there's sapphire coated greens, there's blues as we get down here, you've got aquas, you've got turquoises, we've got a whole second page. Click on that one down here. Then we have some bluey greeny greys, we've got even more zesty blues, brighter ones. We've got sort of metallic-y ocean colors here, more blue, then we're heading towards like our purpley tones. There's midnight blue, there's a full rainbow one there, purples, we're getting into our lilac-y colors, sort of amethysty tones down here. It's all nicely in that rainbow order. See, look, there's a sapphire coated amethyst. Then we get down to our black rainbow, the jet black. There's like a satin metallic hematite color as well, rainbow hematite, loads and loads of different options. Actually, some of the colors I need to put them back in stock even. I know we have the stock, but they are not all in. But anyway, lots and lots of colors. But if you check it out, see up here at the top, £3.95. Put it into US dollars because the US dollar is really good and the pound is not so good. They're really, really inexpensive compared to usual. They're only £4.75 per little pack. Usually they're more like $5.50, but the exchange rate is really, really in favor of the US dollar at the minute. I think it's the strongest that it's been, and I think the same with the pound is the weakest that it's been in about 8 years or something. So if you're shopping from us, it's the best time to do so because there's really, really big discounts. You don't have to just get microcrystals. Obviously, the kits are the same deal. All of our products, if you are in the US, are a really, really big discount because of the exchange rate at the moment, including all of our kits, which if you click up here, see where it says kits and tutorials, there's a whole range of kits. See, look, all kits, arazzo beaded kits, beginners kits, bracelets, earrings, matching sets, necklace kits, seasonal kits. But if you want to just click all kits, it will take you to where you can view all of the kits. And if you want to get some of our pattern downloads, there's this one just here. You can go, yeah, all patterns, and then we have hundreds of patterns. I think it's somewhere in the region of about 150. We're always trying to add more. Look, 3 pages worth of patterns. Some of them are free. Some of them are, relatively inexpensive. $6. Some of them are $3.50 or $3.60 for $2.45. This one. That one's a really inexpensive one. But also, which is something you should definitely make note of, is if you check out the link in the description there, it will take you to a place where you can go and get a £5 voucher to try out any of our beading patterns. So any of the patterns that say $6.05 or so, it's £5 worth of patterns. So with US dollars, I think it's the ones that say $6.05 or so, you can get it for free, or you can get any that come to that same value. So they should add up to the same sort of thing. We try to make it so that they're nice round numbers, but you can get a £2 pattern and a £3 pattern and a free pattern. Use your £5 voucher and you'll get all of them for free. Or just get the one £5 pattern, or if you like one of our more expensive patterns, use it as a £5 discount. Like for example, our ivy beaded necklace. That one is a very, very popular pattern because it includes so much. It's got 4 projects in one that you then combine into a single necklace, which looks fantastic, but you can get a big, big discount. So, thank you all very, very much for watching. As per usual, I will be back again next Friday. Our tutorials are always on a Friday, always at 3 p.m, unless there's, I don't know, extenuating circumstances, but we'll let you know before then. But I will be back next Friday and the Friday after and after, ad infinitum. So that you can learn all sorts of good new things. We've got some good ideas coming up. We've been playing with all sorts of fun ideas. I think we've got about 6 weeks worth of fun, fantastic ideas coming up that I think you're all going to really enjoy. We've just been working on it these last couple of weeks or so. Even today I was playing with some of it and having lots of fun. So make sure you are sticking around. If you haven't done so, sign up to our email newsletter because that's a great way of knowing what is coming, when it is coming, and how much of a discount you can get for being a member of our website. So anyway, thank you all very, very much for watching. And here we go. Look, microcrystals are amazing and easy to work with. That's right. That's because essentially it is exactly the same as a seed bead. You can swap a size 11 Miyuki bead with a microcrystal 1 for 1 and it will work exactly the same. The only time it's not so good is peyote stitch and brick stitch, but that's because the crystals have little faceted surfaces, so they sort of don't sit as nicely. I mean, even seed beads aren't so good for peyote. You want to use delicas. So whatever is good for a seed bead, a microcrystal works really nicely with that too. But anyway, thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you had lots of fun, and I hope you learned something new. Now, make sure, of course, if you haven't done so, we have a bead group that you can sign up to. Go check out the link after the stream and make some jewelry, post your pictures in there, be part of our beading community. I think we've got somewhere in the region of about 30,000 people almost on our Facebook group. We've got 35,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know the sorts of things you want to see in our tutorials, because we're always keeping an eye out for what you guys say you want to see, and then we bring those sorts of projects to you. So anyway, thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. So thank you all for being here and being part of the tutorial. Just before we go, who have we still got here? We have Kay, we have Kirsten, Amber is still here, Tina is here, Monica is here. We have Rachel, Amy is here as well. Irina says thank you for the tutorial. She's in Croatia. I tell you, I'm learning. We've got regular viewers who always come by and watch, and I'm starting to learn where you're all from. We have Charlene still here, Purple Snowdrop here from the beginning and here to the end. So thank you very, very much for watching. Angelica's still here, Rhonda is here as well. Monica, she says thank you for your tutorial, Matthew. But yeah, so thank you all very, very much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you all same time, same place every Friday. So thanks, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.